Hey, hello, beautiful.
Hello.
So we're doing a little consult on you. This is the fabulous Crystal.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm human, as you can see.
Oh my goodness, an esthetician with a pimple? Holy shit.
Kill
That's
me.
terrible for business.
I'm fired. Yeah.
It's okay. So we want to get that under control, right?
Yes.
Is it painful?
It was. It's healing now.
Okay.
So these two popped up a long time ago. This one went down, but I could still feel like when you feel my skin, you'll feel the kind of plug.
Okay.
This just kind of happened and healing again. So.
Okay.
Definitely probably due to COVID diet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
COVID diet for sure. Okay. And your skin's pretty tolerant because you've been using all Montarbo Skincare. But we're going to do like an acne treatment. We're going to cleanse you really well and try to get some of that inflammation down and to kill any bacteria that might be in there, okay?
I'm for that.
Awesome. Anything I need to know about with your skin? Like anything I should avoid because you've done something at home, or contraindications, sensitivities, allergies?
No allergies or sensitivities, or it might be a little sensitive because I think earlier on this week I did use some of the acids, like a little lactic and definitely salicylic.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hello. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Cody, the founder of Montarbo Skincare, always here to help you have the most healthy, glowing, and gorgeous skin. And in today's video, you are seeing a behind the scenes of how we are doing a facial on Crystal using our retail products, but this is also our back bar for our normal skin prep. This video is for professionals who are using our products on their clients now, whether that's at the shampoo bowl or during a treatment with a peel or a facial. So I'm just kind of showing you a little bit of how I, apply the products and really make them, kind of get the most results out of each product, and just some little kind of tips and tricks behind the scenes. Hope you enjoyed this video. At the beginning, I asked Crystal a few questions just to make sure that we don't cause any contraindications with our products, asking her about allergies. That's always something I recommend that you guys do, especially with a new client, making sure that you are keeping them safe and that anything we're using, which is more acidic and lower pH, is not going to contraindicate anything that they might be doing at home, including retin-A usage, allergy sensitivities. So here I applied our Gentle Glow Cream Cleanser. I apply it to dry skin and then I slowly just add water. I'm being really gentle in her breakout area, but I massage it in for probably about a few minutes. I shortened this video because it was about 40 minutes long, so I'm, editing out parts, but during the cleansing, I spend about 7 minutes cleansing, and you're going to see I use 3 different cleansers. I use the Gentle Glow, the Gentle Nutrient Cleanser, and then the next cleanser I use is the Advanced Cleanser. This is a way to give our customers an incredible facial by slowly kind of prepping the skin and loving on it until we get to the main exfoliation with the Advanced Cleanser. So we're not just going right in with the Advanced Cleanser, especially if they already have an active current breakout. And then I'll apply a thicker amount of the Advanced Cleanser to the breakout area and just let it absorb a little bit without working it too much in. Now I'm going in and working it in a little bit, but I'm avoiding too much pressure and massage, especially in the mask wearing area right now with people because they're sensitive because of friction and rubbing. So just being very mindful of the breakout area or anywhere where they're wearing a mask, because the acids can definitely cause more sensitivity, or what we're noticing is just more of a reaction right now because of the skin is just sensitive with the mask. I just took off the Advanced Cleanser with cold 4x4s to soothe the skin a little bit. Then we always apply our salicylic acid treatment afterwards just to clean up any oil, dirt, debris, makeup left over the skin. We use it like a toner also to strip any oil so that we can control the acids that we apply afterwards to the skin. If the skin has a lot of oil on it, then the acid can be neutralized quicker, or it can have an unpredictable absorption, which can cause a burn. Now I'm applying the lactic acid. We always apply this after the salicylic. This is our normal skin prep. We do it literally in this sequence. And the reason we use the lactic is to always test our client. It's a 12% formulation, 10% lactic, 2% glycolic. And what this does is it hydrates the skin, plumps the skin, exfoliates the skin, but it lets us know how sensitive a client might be depending on what they might also be using. Because if they can't tolerate this lactic, then we know to be extremely cautious with the either 15 glycolic or 30 or whatever we decide to use later. But in this facial, I'm not actually using any of those aggressive treatments because I wanted to just show you what's possible in results for just the normal skin prep with the Montarbo method using what we're doing here. Just working that lactic in, pushing in whatever is in the cotton slowly into the skin, letting a little bit absorb at a time, just making sure that it's an even absorption. She's not really having much of a reaction, or I'm kind of paying attention to erythema scale of 0 to 6. Here she's about a 1. We're trying to get it maybe to a 2. Now, because she handled that first pass of lactic as a test, I'm going to apply the lactic acid pour it into a little bowl and then apply it with a brush. This is obviously advanced, so we're allowing more of the lactic acid to be absorbed into the skin with the brush and leaving it a little damp and a little bit more wet on the surface. Because we already applied the first pass with the cotton, now we can just add a little less of the solution with the brush because there's already some on the skin and in the skin from the first pass with the cotton. When we're applying any alpha hydroxy, which this is because it's got lactic and glycolic, the more that we apply, the longer that we leave it on, the more will absorb into the skin. So we're continuing to just keep the skin very wet, applying more and more, trying to be mindful of an even erythema, which is the redness that occurs, which is an inflammation, a controlled inflammation. So we're trying to get the erythema up enough so we know that we've caused enough stimulation in the skin, but safely. The great thing about lactic is it's just gentle. It can be used on most skin types. It helps every single concern from blemishes, breakouts, dehydration, acne, pigmentation, fine lines, wrinkles, pores. I know I'm selling it, but it's just, it's such an incredible ingredient that I think more people would be using if they really knew its potential. So I'm just continuing to dab it into the chin area, not and just being very mindful. So I'm going to be wiping it off in a little bit with a cold compress because I don't want too much inflammation in the chin area with the lactic because she's already sensitive. So while I'm applying this, I'm paying attention to the skin, being very present, making sure that the skin isn't getting too much heat in it, especially like in the chin area or the breakout area. That's something that's really important with alpha hydroxy, even at a lower percentage, is that it doesn't, it can still work in the skin. It can cause too much heat, which will cause a burn or a bubbling in the skin. So I'm just wiping it on and then I'm going to wipe it off with a cold compress here just to kind of be really cautious with it so that we don't cause too much heat, basically, because that can just be uncomfortable also for the client. I always apply a hydrating mask after the lactic because the lactic is also acts as a humectant. It binds moisture to the skin, it plumps the skin, and now when you apply something that's very hydrating, like a soothing gel mask to the skin after the lactic, now you're going to plump that skin and hydrate it even more. Hydrated skin is happy skin. It's also able to tolerate acids more, and the pain tolerance of the client is less. So if you apply a lot of hydration mask before like a main chemical peel, the client will be able to just tolerate it more because the skin cell is hydrated, so it's not so reactive, which causes a lot of burning and heat. Now I'm just continuing to gently massage the hydrating mask into the skin so that it evenly absorbs all over, just helping my client feel a little relaxed. I removed the mask and now I'm just taking off any like hydration residue off with like a little tissue. Now I'm going to do some extractions. The magic of acids is that it will pull and dump out that follicle, bringing and raising the pimple to the surface, so you don't have to extract very much. So you allow the acids to do the work for you. When I'm trying to remove a pimple, blackhead, or any type of closed comedone, I use very little pressure. I cause no scarring. I stretch the skin outwards, and then I use a round comedone extractor using circular motions, keeping that skin really stretched so that I don't cause any type of friction or scarring with my pressure. more pressure or more that you pull that skin outward also will help the pimple come right to the surface, so you don't need to press too hard. Also, the client, they don't really want to be in pain when you're doing extractions. I always hear horror stories. So, the acids and the exfoliation that we do and the hydration before is really important because it allows us to not sit here and poke and prod on our client, having them in pain. The acid, the hydration, the exfoliation, all of that brings the pimples to the surface of the skin. And if they don't come to the surface, then we don't extract them yet because it's going to cause more scarring. So right now I'm just moving the pimples around to see if anything comes to the surface. I'm using a Q-tip just to press a little bit just to see if anything is coming. This is almost too much pressure. It's not coming, so I'm going to leave it alone because I don't want to cause more inflammation and redness in the skin. And this one, I'm just seeing if anything else is left in there. It doesn't look like she wants to play with us today, so we're going to leave it and just let her kind of go through the natural process. After this treatment, the rest of the follicle will probably dump out and come to the surface, which she'll gently just clean off, probably with a cleanser in the shower. Now, this is an advanced tip for all of you, which is we're applying the vitamin C serum on with a brush using about 2 dropperfuls, so about 20 drops. It's quite a lot, but this is incredible to do on your client because you're going to hydrate the hell out of them. Plus, the acidity in here will help with the pimples and the breakout, the pigmentation, dullness, and the combination of using the vitamin C with already the lactic before is just delicious. And brushing it on like this just allows a large amount of the vitamin C to be absorbed into the skin, along with the hydration, the vitamin B as well in here. So it'll help with the inflammation, the redness. And then, like I said, the acidity from this vitamin C also helps to diminish the pimples and the congestion in the skin. I'm just sitting and massaging it in. This is the ending part of the facial before I apply 2 more products, and just letting that product absorb. Most of it will absorb pretty quickly because we exfoliate it quite a bit. So it's just absorbing into the skin and going to hydrate the hell out of our skin, making it look very kind of that real glass looking skin. Now I'm applying a few pumps of the pigmentation brightening treatment because it also has vitamin C in here, and it has, kojic acid, alpha-RB, and this is wonderful for clients, just especially after the vitamin C because it prefers an acidic environment. This will help to brighten them. This will help them get that glow the next morning that they'll just be raving about. And then, because of the ingredients in this product, they don't have to work so hard because of everything else we did. So it's just a delicious way to end your service. And then the next product I'm going to put is some retinol. We always put retinol on at the end because it'll go right in. It's also not acidic, so we let everything that's acidic kind of absorb the pH to raise, and then finish it off with some vitamin A. The vitamin A is kind of a secret sauce because what it does at the end of everything is it'll also regenerate. So it's going to penetrate into the skin very quickly. It's going to help with the breakouts, redness, inflammation, pores, anti-aging, pigmentation, all of that stuff. But it's just going to work much more quickly because we're doing it at the end of all of the exfoliation and hydration. And now she's going to get that really tight plumping effect. And it's a 3% formula, so it can be used on all skin types, even if they're sensitive, but still give them a beautiful result. And we leave this on for 6 hours. So we tell them just leave this on, all day. You can, maybe wear some sunscreen in an hour, but we don't usually have them apply sunscreen for about an hour after the service because we don't want the retinol to be going to waste. All right, guys, I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them below. And you can always, all the professionals using our products, if you need more advanced tips or guidance, please feel free to email us at info@montarboskincare.com. Have a gorgeous day. Don't forget to stay gorgeous, and we'll see you soon in a new video. Thank you so much for being with us today.